嗱，今日咧好開心啊，大衛。
係啊，因為繼六黨之後咧，我哋又請咗另外一位好重要嘅角色，
係啊，喺呢個選舉裏頭咧，佢嘅角色係非常重要嘅，
係
就係Parti Québécois。
Parti Québécois 就係 PQ 嘅。
係啦，我哋有請 Marc André，我哋俾掌聲佢先。
Bienvenue, welcome to our studio, Marc André, Mr. Marc André Bahl.
Merci, thank you very much. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
First of all, we want to know, like, what's the PQ's policy? Like what make them different from other political parties?
Well, we are the only one who are able to form the next government on the 5th of September, and we are an honest government. We are an honest solution to the corrupt and the used government of Jean Charest. We are a party with the most members in Quebec, the biggest party. We have a lot of good ideas that we talk and think for a long time before taking power, and we are ready now to put those measures in place to put Quebec back on the track.
Okay. I have a kind of pointless question, but I need to ask you first. Is your party agreed with the referendum?
Well, the position of my party is to hold the referendum only when we will be sure to win it. Parti Québécois will not hold a referendum if we're not sure to win it.
So you mean win the referendum?
Exactly. And this won't happen on the 5th of September.
Okay.
On the 5th of September, we will have a lot of measures to put on before having a referendum. In fact, the plan is to put a law where when there's going to be a vast majority of citizens who will ask for a referendum,
That means how much?
then 15%, 15%, which is a lot more than what regularly we see in different nations. There's a bunch of nations where they have that thing we call in French référendum d'initiative populaire, popular initiative referendum. So the referendum will be held only when the citizen will ask for it, and the asking of it will be made by a law.
But how can you be sure that if people need it or people don't need it? Because people want to knock at your door and say, "Oh, I want a referendum." How can you know when is the time to go on referendum?
There's going to be a special law on référendum d'initiative populaire. That law will specify that we need the signature of 15% of the people.
You mean 50 or 15? 50, right?
15%.
50?
15.
Oh, 15%.
Okay,
Oh,
15, only 15%.
Well, 15%, but in all the region. It
Okay.
will have to
Okay.
be in all the 17 region of Quebec.
Okay.
So it will be when that will happen, that will be a sign that there's a strong movement in the population who wants a referendum. So,
And I have another question that most of the Chinese community care about the most is the language. I know, Miss Marine Pauline Marois said many times that they will put some reinforcement in the Bill 101, and what exactly it is.
well, we're gonna reinforce Bill 101 in order to protect French in Quebec, but there will be no law to diminish the importance of English in Quebec. In fact, all the rights of the Anglophone minorities and all the rights of all the minorities will be respected. They will be respected under Pauline Marois' government. In fact, it's Pauline Marois who built up the Anglophone school board. She's the one who did that.
Oh.
So before she did that, the school board were religious school board, and now there's an Anglophone school board which is controlled by the English community, and it will stay like that.
Okay, so my colleague, okay, asked me to ask you this kind of question. Can we still speak English at work? Can we still speak English at work?
Yes.
Yeah.
The
A lot of rumors, a lot of rumors about this.
The thing is, we with the new Bill 101, we will ask, and in fact, it's already asked into the Bill 101 that we have right now, to serve the citizen, the Quebecers, everybody who come into businesses should be greeted in French, but the rest of the law will continue to apply the way it is right now, which is if two colleagues want to speak in English together,
Or Chinese.
Or Chinese, if they both want, they will be able to go on and continue like that.
So do you mean that there's no restriction about if you want to talk in Chinese, you can still talk in Chinese, and if you want to talk in English, you still want to talk in Chinese, you can still talk in English. But the main point is, if someone arrives and talks speaks in French, so then you have to be ready to speak in French.
Yes, that's what the Bill of 101 says right now. Either you working there or somebody else working in the same businesses as you. If you're not able to speak French, somebody else in the businesses could give the services. That's what the law asks right now, and I think it's okay because we need to have one common language that is understood by everybody for the public sphere, or when you interact with the government. But at home or even in your business, if you want to talk with a colleague in different language, it will still be okay.
But do you think that part of the Bill 101 will have some influences on the economy or immigrations? Do you think there was some bad effects on it?
No, I don't think that it will bring bad effect. In fact, I think it's le contraire.
The opposite?
The opposite, exactly, because what Bill 101 is making is protecting the French culture here in Quebec.
French culture, yeah.
And that French culture, that is something special, something different that we have here that attracts tourists and sometimes attracts other businesses. Important businesses, tourists is also important. So that particular French or European side we have here, that helps us economically.
I see. Okay, so another question about separation. Do you think it's important for Quebec to separate from Canada?
Oh yes, I think it is very important.
Can you explain it why?
Yeah, why is so important?
Because we don't think so, huh?
Well, it is very important because basically we are two different nations. And these days with the globalization, with the mondialisation, it's more and more important that we have a voice in that process, in the globalization process. There's lots of agreement that are negotiated into the international level. And for now, we as Quebecers, we don't have our voice. We only have our voice through the Stephen Harper government, which was vastly rejected at the last election, federal election here. So just take an example on the Kyoto Protocol, which is a very good agreement in order to protect the entire Earth. Well, the Harper government is against, and the vast majority of the Quebecers are for. So when we will be sovereign, we will be able to make our own treaties like this one. We will keep all our money, because every year we are sending $50 billion to the federal government. They buying jet. They are helping oil in Alberta. but not much of the productive money come back to us.
Come back to us.
And the third essential point of sovereignty is that we will make our own law. We will be able to govern ourselves.
But from the last the federal election, it's very clear that the Quebec people actually vote NDP more than Bloc Québécois, and it sounds like that the Québécois or not the Québécois, but the people in Quebec really
they vote
for
NDP.
For NDP. Can
NDP.
you explain that situation?
Yes. Again, we saw a division between Canadian and Quebecers. Quebecers vote for NDP basically because they want to reject the Harper government. And we know that Quebecers are more social democrat than the rest of the Canada. So NPD is more social democrat party. So that's why in Bloc, all Quebecers almost vote for NPD. And some of the NPD members, deputy, are sovereignists. And when Quebec will become independent, those deputy will come back and work with us to build that new country that we want for the world.
Interesting. You know what, David? I think we need to stop here for a while.
Yeah.
And we have tons of questions to
we
Marc
have
André.
we keep the biggest question at the end.
Perfect.
好啦，我哋繼續有
專訪啊，就係呢個 PQ 議員 Marc André Bahl 嘅專訪嘅。
係啦，好，咁我哋不如問
一個重要嘅問題
係咩咧
啦。Okay. Now I have another big question for you. It's about the student protests. What do you think about the student strike and all the event that happened during the last months?
I think Mr. Charest and the Liberal government have a big responsibility in the student protest. In fact, I think it's the biggest social crisis since the Quiet Revolution.
I was not born yet, don't worry about that.
And a lot of those protests happen into the Westmount St. Louis riding. Some of them on René Lévesque near the Chinatown. And so why was that? Why so much protest? Well, because Charest government didn't listen to the student. He raised up the fee of the university very rapidly, and it was too much. It was just too much. And after that, when the student went on strike, he didn't listen more. He
just ignored it?
Exactly. In fact, what he did, Bill 78, which is even worse. And Bill 78 put more people into the street, and with good reason, because when a government is anti-democratic like that, the people, the student, thanks to the student, and all the citizens should go into the street and protest. And that's what they did on every night and every 22 of each month. So you could be sure of something. When Pauline Marois is going to form the next government, she's going to solve that crisis. The crisis is going to stop. First of all, if you want to talk about education, we will abolish that raise.
So there will be no raise at all.
Exactly. The raise that you see right now will be abolished. Then we will make a forum, a social forum, where everybody, especially the student, will be invited, and we will listen to them. At that forum, Parti Québécois will suggest a small rising of the fee according to the indice des prix à la consommation, indexation. We will propose an indexation, but that's it, no raise. And I said again, we're gonna abolish Bill 78.
But the students request free.
Yeah. Some students
tuition
free. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. A little. Some of them wants that. I know some of our
Is it
marginal
possible?
Is it possible?
Oh no. I would say for the moment it could be difficult. It could be difficult, and it's not in the program. It's not in the platform right now.
Okay. So what is the problem of Bill 78?
Well,
What do you think?
well, it's terrible because it says that if you are more than 50 people, you got kind of ask the permission to protest. You gotta give your itinerary, and Bill 78 restrict the right of people to express themselves.
But that means if next time when Parti Québécois suggests something, all the people can actually go on the street, and without the Bill 78, it will be a lot easier to against Parti Québécois. So how are you going to control the gang if the people do not like the bill that you you do?
The bill
How are you going to
101,
do this?
For example, if some people they don't like the bill 101 and they want to protest the bill, so they will go on the street. They will go in the streets and.
How are you going to control the gang?
How can you control it without the Bill 78?
Well, le Parti Québécois was already in power before, and you never saw those kind of social crises. For sure, sometimes we take an unpopular decision. Pauline Marois is a responsible politician, and for sure, sometimes she had to take unpopular decision, but it never went to social crisis because at the Parti Québécois, and we will continue to do this, we will listen. We will continue to listen to the people.
That means the tuition fee won't raise for the 100 years, right? If Parti Québécois take the control for 100 years.
Well, some of the citizens wants a raise.
Yeah.
Some of the citizens, especially students, as you said earlier, want
Free.
zero.
Yep.
Want it free. So we gonna. That's why we need the forum. That's why we need that institution to discuss about it, where everybody will be invited.
Okay.
Not like Charest did.
They just put it there, right? Okay.
Okay. The next question is about economy. What's the plan? Is there any new plans or a program or projects with the PQ and that can increase the economy or turn the economic situation better?
Yes, we got a bunch. We got a bunch of measures that we plan to in order to put Quebec back on the track and to to have more money and more money for the citizen, especially the poor citizen. Like there's a crédit d'impôt for that we will give to the families, a crédit d'impôt of $500 in order to have the kid go to a cultural or sportive activity. We want also to raise up the offer of food that come from from the Quebec, from our agriculteurs here. So let's say we will do better than the liberals. The liberal enrich their friends. We've seen it in the construction or corruption industry. At the Parti Québécois, we're going to work for the people and work for the family. We are a social democrat party, and we're going to put people back to work.
You just talk about some very, very good plan, but to execute this plan, you have to use money, and where this money will come from?
Well, we're going to take it into the Fonds des Générations, as Pauline Marois said, and also by limiting our dependency from the oil that comes from other country, we're going to have more money here. We're going to electrify the transportation in Quebec. So transportation will use more of our own electricity. So the commercial balance of Quebec will be in better position. And that's how we're going to generate new money to help the family and the poor people.
At the end, I want you to to talk about the other political parties, their position, and what do you think are they doing well, what they did well, and what they have done bad.
Well, the liberal is corruption. I said it before. The liberal government is a used government, and it's full of corruption. I think there's 4 or 6 ministers of that government who had to resign under allegation or suspicion or sometimes real accusation. So it's time to change the liberal. I'm pretty sure most of your listeners agree with me on that. So what we have, the coalition, the Kakis.
They are coming, huh? They are coming.
Well, they try to come, but they don't have the experiences. And with the coalition and with Mr. Legault, it's gonna be conflict all the time. He's gonna be in conflict with the union. He's gonna be in conflict with the people at Hydro-Québec, where he wants to I think he wants to shut down 6,000 or 5,000 jobs. And so I think Mr. Legault is pas fiable.
You cannot trust.
Yeah, you cannot trust him. Okay, what about the other party? You got
the Green Party.
The
Yeah.
Green
Parties, small party. Of course, he's got some good idea, but we in our party we've got some environmentalists like Mr. Breton, who used to be ahead of the Green Party. Now he's with us. So Green Party is a party of just one idea, and at the Parti Québécois, we were the government before, and we are ready to replace the Charest government.
And Option Nationale? Yeah.
Well, Option Nationale also is...
They're your friends, right?
They got one idea too. They want to make the independence of Quebec, which that is a good thing. But what are their position on all this stuff? We don't know. So I think the Parti Québécois is the best one and the best team and with the most experiences. Especially, we are honest and we are ready.
You think Parti Québécois will win, right?
Yes, I'm pretty confident. Yes,
pretty confident, right? Okay. Well, I think today is very good.
It's very good. It's very fruitful meeting, and it was a very nice interview with you.
Yeah.
And now I think the Chinese community will know better the PQ, and hopefully, good luck on September 4th.
Thank you.
And I hope everyone can vote on September 4th as well, right?
That's the very, very important thing. Everyone needs to go vote because you are going to decide Quebec's future.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Marc-André, for
Bahl.
the Westmont candidate.
Thank you, Mr. Chang.
Thank you.
Thank you.